Now, some of you might have been surprised to see this headline in the Daily Mail yesterday. Knives out for the PM, it said, and the article quotes me, Andrew Bolt and Janet Albrechtsen to suggest we've all, as they would have it, turned on Scott Morrison and want him gone. Now, certainly Janet wrote a typically brilliant column in The Australian outlining her critique of the PM's performance, much of which I agree with, but she says the party might be better off with another leader. And Andrew, in his column on Monday, suggested something similar. Now, the thing here is it's never a matter of backing a man or a woman or a party come what may. You know that on this program, I judge them all on the issues, the values they espouse and their actions, as Janet and Andrew do as well. Whether politicians are Labor, Liberal, Greens or Nationals or Independents, I point out where I reckon they're wrong on the substance and I support them when I reckon they're right. And while I've criticised Morrison over many issues for a long time, as well as praising him when he's made brave calls like the nuclear subs deal, I made it very clear on this program on Monday that despite my disappointments and criticisms, I think it would be absolutely counterproductive madness for the Liberals to change leaders. He does still have time to turn around his fortunes and win re-election. There's no doubt he has a strong chance against Anthony Albanese. He has the stronger case to put to the Australian people. And while my colleague here at Sky News, Andrew Bolt, has written a column saying pretty much that Morrison should go before the election in favour of Peter Dutton, I've got to say this would be madness. I then went on to explain why. But so, people don't move en masse. People have different perspectives, different opinions on this channel. Maybe the Daily Mail thinks we're like the ABC, where they only get one view and no one ever criticises the left. The coalition needs to promise stability during troubled times, not flip and flop like Labor. So the Daily Mail haven't been accurate in that piece, and I just wanted to point that out to you. The Liberals most certainly should not lose faith in Morrison, but what they really need to do is make sure he starts to take notice of some of the free advice he's getting. And let me dip my lid to another colleague, Peter Credlin, who summed up the Liberals' biggest problems in one brilliant sentence in her column in The Australian today. Of course, there are still some sound MPs in the coalition ranks, Peter Credlin wrote. It's just a shame the left-wing Liberal moderates have influence in the party room that's far in excess of their support in the electorate. Absolutely spot on there. This is the problem with the coalition government. The moderates, who are large in number, are steering the government Malcolm Turnbull-like in an effort to satisfy the chattering classes, chase the adulation of the ABC, the Sydney Morning Herald and the Age, and they're taking the government away from mainstream concerns. That's a path to oblivion. Now, the Prime Minister knows he's in strife, which is probably why he's done a profile piece with 60 Minutes to kick off this election year.
The Prime Minister launches his secret weapon.
What would you say to your 16-year-old self?
Run!
But can Jenny Morrison swing the election
I actually felt sick to my stomach.
and save her husband?
There you go. But PR, media management and marketing alone won't win the election, of course. Mainstream issues, getting back to normal from the pandemic, getting government out of our lives, pushing the states to get back to basics in our schools, reacquainting our universities with the real world, creating jobs by boosting our national self-sufficiency in manufacturing, ensuring we've got enough affordable and reliable energy, and standing up for our national interests in an ominous strategic environment. This is the sort of focus that will sharpen the choice at the election, doing what is best for the country rather than being caught up in the Canberra bubble. It's not about miracles. It's about remembering the basics.